I'm Chris Winrow and I play receiver for the Manchester Titans adult contact team, and this is my player profile. I took quite a weird route into American football, to be honest with you. I'd always played like all the normal sports growing up, rugby, cricket, like soccer, and did that until I was 18. I never really kind of heard of much about American football at all. And then when I moved up to Leeds, I was looking for a new team and a new sport to play. And really weirdly, I saw Bird & K on TV one night, and I was with a friend at the time. We were looking up something to do with Bird & K, and obviously, he's has a presence in American football in the UK. Ended up clicking through a few Wikipedia pages and found a team in Leeds really randomly, and thought, why not? I called the team up the next day, and they said, yeah, we've got practice coming up, come down, and kind of, I fell in love with it straight away from there, really. So started and played most of my early years from 18 to about 22 in Division 2 with the Leeds Bobcats. Is an interesting time. Division 2 football is an interesting place. What really benefited me from that was the ability to play all positions. I had to, when you're at that level and there's not as many players in the squad, and you're a fairly good athlete, you play offense, defense, and every single special teams. From the first 4 years of football, I played running back, receiver, quarterback, defensive end, safe. I think there's barely a position I haven't played, including all the special teams as well. I started off in my early years doing that, and that kind of made me into I would say, a fairly well-rounded football player without a specific skill set. And during that time, I joined Leeds Beckett to play with Dale Bottomley when he just started to introduce the kind of the triple option offense at Leeds Beckett. I was quarterback there for 3 years, and that's where I had most of my early success. Through that time, we got promoted out of Division 1 and won the National Championship in Division 1, and then went on within 3 years to win the National Championship in the Premiership. But from there, I kind of continued to play. I played in Yorkshire with the Yorkshire Rams for a little while, for a season. I played in Finland for a season, which was a lot of fun. And after I left uni ball, I kind of was looking for something else, looking for a team that was going to kind of fulfill that competition aspect of football in a deeper way. And I'd always kind of considered the Titans, and I did start actually at the Titans, coming down to practice just before COVID. But obviously the COVID hit and whatnot, I ended up moving away. And then, Sam kind of consistently for 4 or 5 years would message me every now and again, just checking in, seeing if I'd come down. And when I decided to come back to football this year and fully commit to it again, I knew where I wanted to be. I think it was the first kind of meeting we had on a Zoom call with the Titans, and I remember seeing 80 players in the chat and just the structure and the layout for the season, and I was just, I was absolutely sold on it. So that's how I ended up at the Titans. Sam Bloomfield pestering me. The Manchester team for me, and why did I play for Manchester, it's twofold. Out of football, I'm looking for two things specifically. I want to play with my friends, because it's for enjoyment, it's for the love of it, isn't it? I want to play with people that are my friends, but I also want to play at the highest competition level. I want to, everybody who takes Britbowl seriously kind of looks at that, the outline that you have in like America for their college or high school system, and that's what you want. And that doesn't exist here for multiple reasons, but I truly believe that the closest you're going to get to it in this country is Manchester. I truly believe in terms of practice, in terms of commitment to the game, preparation, everybody taking it as seriously as each other, and everybody as invested as each other. There's no place, I don't believe, in the country like Manchester, and I think that's shown this year, hasn't it? Favourite game of my American football career would be winning the National Championship with Leeds Beckett. It was, we'd been promoted only 2 years before. It was a team that of guys that we'd kind of all come up from Division 1 together. We'd built a really close-knit group together, and it was a really specific, offence at the time. And it was we'd always kind of seen ourselves as underdogs, had that underdog mentality. And just going into that final against Hertfordshire, we really believed we could win, and we went out, and I think still to this day it's the biggest scorer in the Uni Ball final. And it was such a a combination of so many of all that hard work and dedication over the years with people you've really built something together with, and to see it all kind of pan out in one big final and win and kind of achieve everything you set out to way back in Division 1 3 years ago. It was an incredible feeling, an incredible game. So that would be my favourite game of my career so far. Toughest individual opponent I've ever faced is Sam Fossey. Against that guy in training every single week it makes me a better player, no doubt. The thing against Fossey is it doesn't matter in what situation. If you're doing one-on-ones against him, doing Pascali against him, if you're doing full team versus against him, he is a problem. He's the toughest I've ever faced. I'll specifically in one-on-ones try to go against Fossey just so I can go to him afterwards and say, how could I have beat you on this? How could I have done that differently? So easily Sam Fossey for me, easy answer. Winning the national championship is definitely my best Titan memory so far. Amazing day just recently, just to be able to, we've built this team through a season, going through everything with this team and building friendships and building the chemistry we all had, and just seeing it all come out in one kind of mass event on the day. I've never seen that team play so well. As I think that was our best game of the season, the final, and it was just offense, defense, special teams all clicking perfectly. The energy and the attitude was amazing. It's just winning that championship. Wouldn't specifically put it to a part of the day. I'd just say the entire day. It was just positivity from us all throughout the whole day. It was an amazing feeling. Being in the GB 75-man squad is a lot of things to me. It reassures you that all your hard work and dedication into the sport is paying off and being recognised by people who are important within the sport and coaches that are important within the sport. So it's very good validation, I would say, to show you're doing the right things and you're on the right track and you are a good player. It's amazing to go to practice whenever we do and be able to compete against the best in the country. I sometimes say to people, GB practice is harder than some games we play, because it's not just the one or two good players you're playing against on the other team. It's every single person there is the best at their position in the country. So it's a real battle, and it's a real opportunity to test yourself against the best and see where you are, which I really enjoy. Overall, it's just an amazing experience just to both be recognised as one of the best in Great Britain, but also compete against the best in Great Britain. Adam Bamba. Sam Bluefield. Alex Cooper. Smartest player on the team. Good question. I would say myself. I don't know why, but I get a real sense that Johnny Morehouse is dopey. I really do. Johnny Morehouse. Oh, he brings the best vibes. Everybody brings good vibes. The best vibes? Kurt Summers. Kurt brings great vibes. Love that guy. Corey. God, that guy is grumpy. Corey. Nicest player on the team. Oh, Scott Higgins. It's easily Scott Higgins, isn't it? If anybody doesn't answer Scott Higgins, I'm going to be shocked. The coach is Pat. It's a hard to answer. Anyway, try to select one. I would say Sam Bluefield again. He loves it. Oh, it's Rio. Rio, no doubt. Hardest worker. Sam Bluefield. This is going to surprise you, but Max is still even better than anybody even realises. Mac Watson. Adam Bamba, actually. Definitely Adam. Sam Fossey. tape, isn't it? God, when you watch NFL every Sunday, then you go and watch us. We go and watch ourselves on tape, and it's a stark difference. You think you look like an NFL receiver out there, and you watch yourself on tape, and it's very cringy. Vibing. Eccentric. I wanted to be a soccer player when I was growing up. I wanted to play professional football until I was about the age of 16. I really thought it was a possibility. Nobody shattered my dreams until I realised myself that wasn't good enough. Me and Adam always end up going to Mackie Mayer's, and we seem to always get ramen. So I'd say Mackie Mayer's is my favourite place to go for just good food and good vibes there. Birmingham up. Bag in hot water, milk, then sugar, then bag out, then the bag out. Bag out after everything. Really let the tea soak. So this is one of my favourite plays from the season. It was in the final against the London Warriors. It's 3rd and 3, and we come out here and we throw a bubble screen to the number 2 receiver, Adam Bamba, on the right. I'm in the most inside, number 3 there in the inside slot. So what's going to happen is me and Max are going to go up and block the bubble for Adam. It's one of my favourite plays of the season because of what happens after Adam's caught the ball and how we all respond. You can see here Adam takes the bubble, runs in, gets tackled, manages to stay on his feet amazingly, even though he's got 3 people draped all over him. Then my favourite bit of it is me, Sam and Max now come in and just push this pile, and you can see from where we are on the screen where the ball is. The ball's at the down marker still, and as 2 receivers and a quarterback, along with Adam pushing in the middle of the pile, we're able to push that entire Warriors defense all the way through for a 1st down. So on a 3rd down, to respond like that, it just energized everything. It was I remember getting up from that play and just feeling like absolutely amazing. We were all kind of hyping each other and screaming about it, and we just knew it was just another massive positive injection to our team and our sideline, and an absolute kind of gut punch to the Warriors, who they'd stopped him there. He was bottled up and he was done, and somehow as two receivers and a quarterback have managed to move that pile all the way for a 1st down. So certainly one of my favourite plays of the season, and something I think really encompasses kind of the teamness, the team energy that we had, and the desire we had to win that game. It was unmatched by the Warriors. This is another one of my favourite plays of the season for Manchester Titans. It's against the Edinburgh Wolves. It's the 1st quarter, and I think this is the 1st touchdown of the game. I'm there in the left slot. I just motioned over from the right. Little story behind this play. We'd lined up in this isn't 1st down or anything at goal line. We'd lined up around the goal line against them already, and I'd kind of seen how they were going to play the situation. We saw the play call come in, and I knew as I was motioning over, I'd have the opportunity to catch the play on the bubble screen. So I'd already kind of decided that it's very likely that Sam's going to throw me the ball here, just based on what I was seeing from the coverage. I essentially had a 1v1 as long as Ben on the outside could get a good block on it. Ball comes out to me. I'd already kind of decided in my head, just based on the way this safety had played me earlier on in the game, and what I'd seen on tape, he's quite an over pursuer. So I already decided I was going to work hard to the outside, then really jab my foot in the floor and then get back out to the inside and get inside him, and it just worked a treat. I remember on the play itself, I didn't even look to see where he was. I just felt like I'd already planned it in my head. I knew exactly what he was going to do on that play, and as soon as the ball came out to me, I just turned, took my 3 steps to the outside to make the safety commit, stuck my foot in the ground and got back inside him and managed to barrel away into the end zone. So that's just one of my favourite plays because there's a good story behind it. It kind of is, a combination of kind of reading the defense throughout the game and the goal line, but also, watching them in tape. I hoped I could get him to over pursue slightly, and managed to cut back inside him and score the touchdown. This is another one of my favourite plays for the Manchester Titans this season. It's my one and only special teams touchdown. It was a punt return against Merseyside Nighthawks. Little story behind this play, I'd not punt returned or even repped it for the Titans in practice. When the special teams list came out before the game, Homer had put me into punt return. I think I even messaged him just to check it wasn't an oversight, just to make sure I was doing it. And he'd responded saying that, I think his message literally said, I just want to see what you can do back there, which was really exciting. I was saying earlier about kind of my football history. I'd played kick and punt return before and kind of backed myself on it. So I was spending the evening before the game watching quite a bit of Merseyside punt coverage, trying to prepare for it. So watching through the play, the ball kind of it's a decent punt by them. It's me and Fozzie back there. Fozzie's always said we only catch bounces, so I let it bounce, picked it up, managed to make the first guy miss just straight off. I could kind of see him come in, little step, and then the next guy inside has kind of over pursued me a little bit, so I managed to bounce him out. And then it's kind of running back rules then, and then anytime I've got the ball in my hands, you're trying to set the defense up, and I could have run straight to the outside, but by doing that I just completely collapsed the outside lane I had. So once I got past the second pursuiter, I'd set them up in the middle a little bit, ran towards the middle to get the defense drawing in on me, and then bounced outside, pointed up to Ricky to say let's go, and then literally just followed Ricky all the way into the end zone. Sadly it's called back. You can see Connor Hewitt coming in here to take out a defender that was never going to catch me. He'll never be forgiven for it. The touchdown was wiped away, but the memory's still there, and so's the tape. So that's certainly one of my favourite plays this season. It's nice to score a touchdown on special teams and get involved that way.
What they were kind of giving me, what they were saying to me, it was speaking to what I wanted as a player individually. I play this sport. I love it. It's fun, but I play for a championship. I want to win. I want to be the best at the game.